Hi friends, welcome back. I want to give you an update on the markets. What the heck is going on with Tesla stock? And this is a headline. Trump announces plan for Elon Musk-led Government Efficiency Commission. So basically Musk and Trump are getting closer and closer together. Here's the announcement when Trump said it.
The suggestion of Elon Musk, who has given me his complete and total endorsement. That's nice. Smart guy. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. It's very, very much appreciated. I will create a Government Efficiency Commission tasked with conducting a complete financial and performance audit of the entire federal government and making recommendations for drastic reforms. We need to do it. Can't go on the way we are now. And Elon, because he's not very busy, has agreed to head that task force. Be interesting. If he has the time, that'd be a good one to do it.
So Musk just tweeted out that announcement a few minutes ago, and Musk says, this is badly needed. This is actually not a surprise necessarily. Well, it depends if you can take this stuff seriously or not, but it seems it is serious. Musk also says, I look forward to serving America if the opportunity arises. No pay, no title, no recognition is needed. And before, when Musk was first talking about this stuff a couple weeks ago, he was saying, I'm willing to serve. And he did an AI image of himself, Department of Government Efficiency, or Doge. Doge like Dogecoin. It's like, what? And guys, our markets, our politics, like all these things seem to be intersecting at this particular moment. And then you got the crazy Tesla stock pumping, which I want to go over here. There's this. So, I sigh because you're like, what the heck is going on? If you look at the markets here, like pretty much everything's going down. And then Tesla stock has like the best day out of all these stocks. And it was been that the last couple of days. And it's like, okay, what's going on with this? And I'll just tell you guys, it's a bit of smoke and mirrors. And this is not unusual for Tesla stock to pump on this kind of stuff. They always have some like kind of weird news that's a little bit serious, a little bit funny, and you never know exactly what to make of it. For example, they recently released this new feature called ASS or ASS. It's like I think it stands for like auto summing service or something like that. Basically, it's a thing that functions in your car where the car can drive to you in a parking lot, but like most companies don't name their features in their car ass. And actually too, if you don't know this, the way Elon Musk names his cars, it spells out sexy. You have the Model S, the Model 3, the Model X, the Model Y, hence sexy. So if that's the kind of stuff that you're in, that's the stock for you, I guess. I laugh because again, you know, it's like, how do you like think about this stuff? We're talking about this guy, maybe, you know, part of a new government commission in the government. He tweets out kind of jokes. He names his car products as kind of jokey, and yet it actually might be serious. So it becomes very, very serious though when you're giving a president, a candidate, a ton of money. Have a listen to this.
And he's as smart as you get. But Elon endorsed me the other day, and I didn't even know this. He didn't even tell me about it. But he gives me $45 million a month. A month. Not 45 million. Gives me 45 million a month.
So that's Trump talking about Elon's support. I never get tired of looking at this because it's so funny. He's giving me 45 million a month. It's like, what? But this is the reality, guys. This is our markets. So another reason why is Tesla stock going up. So you have to dig into this stuff and understand it. Okay. So first, Tesla's offering things like 0% financing in China. And they've extended that. And they've also, I think they're offering it in Sweden as well. And essentially, I have right here in Sweden, right there. See? And essentially, the way that they're pumping the stock is they're saying, hey guys, our sales are up like crazy, which is true. But why is it smoke and mirrors is because you're offering 0% financing. So your margins are really, really taking a hit. Yes, your sales may be up, but you're not making as much money on each car. You might even be losing on money on said cars, considering that you're, again, offering 0% financing. So that's where it becomes smoke and mirrors. But if you don't, you know, if you don't really dig too deep in this, it's, oh, sales are up, therefore I'm buying stock. It's like, okay. But that's how Tesla stock works. It goes off of these crazy headlines. Also, too, there may be some, I don't know. I'm just saying I don't know, but there may be some sort of agreement between the Chinese government and Tesla. That's certainly a possibility. Because look at this. China eases car loan policy for first time since 2018. So this was a couple of months ago. But basically in China, they wanted to boost demand. So they're like, okay, let's make it easier for people to get loans. We can lower the amount of down payment you need. Maybe you don't need to trade in. And the other thing is too, like in China, like they've been working closely with Elon Musk, and Elon Musk is trying to get regulatory approval for FSD, which also came out. So that was another headline of like, oh, FSD might be coming to Europe and China. Guys, why do I say might be? Because just because Tesla announced something or just because Elon announced something doesn't necessarily it's going to be true, right? They're saying, hey, next year, FSD in Europe and China. But if you actually look at the official communicate, well, and this is also becomes complicated because does things that Elon Musk say on Twitter is that constitute official communication from the company? And sometimes Elon Musk will say, oh, I was just joking. But like, dude, you're the CEO of the company. This is why it's so thorny. Because when you look at, say, this is from Tesla's AI, Twitter account thing here. It says Q1 2025, FSD in Europe, in parentheses, pending regulatory approval. Then it says FSD in China, in parentheses, pending regulatory approval. So like, how do you make of this? Do you guys see what I'm saying here? Just because you say it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen. And also too, just because you say it doesn't mean people are going to buy it. So there's that. And this is like the craziest stuff that we have to talk about.
See these numbers every day, but for us to hear, we'll give you $3 million.
Yeah, it sounded extremely, we thought they were crazy. Like, why would they do that?
It was literally like, these people are insane.
They obviously do not realize we're sleeping in the office.
In fact, when they did fund us, they realized that we were illegal immigrants.
Well, I mean,
yes, we were.
I'd say it's a gray area.
Yeah, yes, we were. We were illegal immigrants. We were sleeping in the office. We didn't have a car. We had one car, but the wheel kept falling off.
But, well, actually, yeah, the wheel.
Moreover, when you talk about Elon Musk and, his stock and now he's getting involved with Trump and I want to be, efficient with the government, whatever, do bear in mind that Elon Musk's companies have taken billions of dollars in subsidies and help from the government. So this idea that like, hey, I'm going to eliminate government waste. Honestly, I think what it is like, well, if it's money to my companies, it's not waste, and money to other companies, oh, it's totally waste. So how about we just give all the money to my companies? Aha, problem solved. And that's just Mr. Twitter fingers here. So, if you're Elon Musk and you're just hanging out all day on your yachts or whatever you do, tweeting all the time, that's the kind of stuff that you play. The thing is, guys, when we're going to election, and it's like, how do you talk about markets and this stuff? Because everything is so volatile, right? The thing you want to be looking at is jobs, okay? Are jobs going to be weak or jobs going to be strong? And I'll just say this. I say the same thing every time on the channel, but I want to make it really clear. Regardless of what the headlines say, regardless of what the national news says, if you lost your job and you feel like that, you're not making enough to be able to pay the rent, the mortgage, food, energy costs, etc., you're struggling, guys. I totally get that. And I bring this stuff up because sometimes the two don't coincide. Sometimes your personal experience doesn't match what's going on in the market. Like say, for example, you're having a great job, you see your stocks going up, you feel good about life and everything, and you're like, why are people complaining about the economy? What are you talking about? It's all great in my backyard, right? Or if you're in the opposite end, and like you're just like, oh my God, and this is the hotel workers, they went on strike because they feel like they're not getting paid enough, which I completely understand, right? And so they want to get paid more. And so, they're struggling. And then if you see the stock market going up, they're like, what are you guys talking about? Like who's who's getting rich off this stuff, right? And so the other issue as well is why these stuff intersect and why you want to track everything is that, say, when a company like, say, Elon Musk, Tesla comes out and says, hey guys, we're going to have robots and robots are going to be awesome and everyone's going to buy a robot and this robot's going to add like 25 trillion to the market cap. You have to ask yourself, okay, well, who's going to buy said robots? I mean, I can see hotel workers are striking because they don't have enough money. Do you think they're going to buy your whatever $20,000, $30,000 or wherever that is? And then you get into this other situation to where, and I'll explain to you guys clearly, is like you have these Tesla stock promoters, basically, how can you say, branches of Elon Musk that say, hey guys, buy Tesla stock. You're all going to be rich and we're all going to get rich on robots and robotaxis, that kind of stuff. Have a listen to this.
Again, when I look at the 11 different lines of business within Tesla, it melts my brain.
But it's going to incentivize people who have Teslas to kind of start their own businesses from home as a side hustle. So imagine that your Tesla was just gonna be sitting in your garage or just sitting in your driveway or sitting in a parking lot and you ain't using it, and they could go out there and make money for you, and then you gotta split the money, just like how I gotta split money with YouTube, how they get a split and then I get a split. Well, if I had a Tesla sitting in my garage, a Tesla sitting on my lot that I'm not using, a Tesla sitting in front of my house, and now this thing could go out there and make me, let's say $500 on a weekend, and then I got to send Tesla 100 and I get to keep the rest of the 400. Oh, now I'm incentivized to say, yo, what if I had a whole nother Tesla?
He hopes to have, when they start out, at least 1 million robotaxis on the road. Imagine they make $300 each a day. By the way, I've spoken to many New York cab drivers, Uber drivers. Like the Uber drivers that I know, typically they knock off when they make $300. And sometimes they can make that in 3 or 4 hours. Sometimes it takes them 7 or 8 hours.
So guys, it melts his brain, and I guess you're going to be rich off robotaxis, robots, whatever. It's like, okay. But I want you to just like understand the absurdity of our markets these days, and sort of like why I like having this community with you to sort of go through this stuff together. What is real, what is not real. Again, the more stuff on social media that you'll see. So for example, this is one of Elon Musk's stock promoters. His name is Farzad. He says here, my co-host Hans C. Nelson and I were just talking about a future where governments would fund programs that give everyone a humanoid robot to free up time. Oh yes, the government's going to give everyone a robot. Okay. Physical labor essentially becomes utility in that scenario. What will people do with all the time they've gained?
Those subdivisions, I'm predicting that Tesla stock price in about 15 years will be somewhere around $48,893, which from today's date is roughly 47x where we are today. Which is a lot. Which is a lot.
And it's like what? Like what? And you know, put this all together. You have these social media people that you tell you're all going to get rich with Elon Musk and Tesla. And then like, okay, let's give everyone a robot, a Tesla robot. So then, you know, I guess the government's going to give a bunch of money to Tesla to build robots to give everyone. And then you have like Elon Musk saying, hey guys, I'm all about, you know, government efficiency. Like, how does this make sense? It doesn't make sense. That's the point. This is sort of why I'm trying to throw this stuff out here of like, how do we parse through this stuff? It's like halfway serious, halfway joking. But then when the joke becomes real, then you're like, oh my God, then we got to deal with it. And moreover, we're in election year, so it's hard to know, you know, what to make of that. If you're curious what stocks do before election, we're 2 months going in. I want to show you a chart. It's fascinating. So last election cycle around, right before, so this is going into the election. It was like 2 months before, down 2.9, 2.5. That was the 2020 and the 2016 election. You had like what, down 0.8, down 1.9. If you want to take a look at the NASDAQ, down 1.3, etc. 2008, that was actually a big down year, right? Down 40%, 18%, down 21%. So again, it's mixed. Because if you go further back from there, then you get into the 90s, and then S&P would be up before going to election. But in recent years, markets tend to go down right before the election. Again, it's a lot of uncertainty. And one of the things I was thinking about here is like how do sort of these stock promoters, the smoke and mirrors, like how are people convinced in it? Honestly, I think a lot of it has to do with sort of this chase. Not the Chase Bank Manhattan or the Chase Bank glitch thing, not that. If you guys heard about that, it's like these people were doing some crazy stuff with ATMs or whatever, you know, and now it's been going on social media. You probably heard about it by now, and it's not that, but it's related. Is that we're all sort of like, you know, dreaming for this dream lifestyle. I'm going to show you this. This headline was today, still for sale. 12 years later, Michael Jordan's $15 million mansion. So I guess we're all dreaming of being Michael Jordan and you know, going into this mansion. The point though is that this thing is still for sale, and that not that many people want to buy said thing or even have the money to buy said thing, right? This is a $15 million home. But I think like what sort of keeps people, how can I say, believing the hype of be it Tesla or Elon or whatever, is they think, oh, well, Elon's really, really rich. If I just give all my money to him, he'll work out some, you know, thing where I can make money with robotaxis or figure out a way to get the government to give me a bunch of free robots, etc. And then I can have my Jordan mansion. But it's like, it's all smoke and mirrors, guys. It's frankly crazy. And this is also too the stuff that we have to deal with. I go through the news all the time with you guys, and sort of want to cover this stuff because again, I can't emphasize enough. This is why I have a community to navigate this stuff together. So if you read the headlines here, NVIDIA's route makes for compelling chance to buy, Bank of America says. So should you trust Bank of America, right? That's a question I pose to you. And I'll answer it this way. Wall Street has their own interests. Avery Bank has their own interest, right? So, I give you my honest opinion on this stuff. And I think, honestly, NVIDIA is a bubble. I think AI is a bubble. Now, why would BOA, why would Bank of America say, oh, no, you should buy it? Well, maybe they want to sell it to you, right? This is part of the marketing game. It's the same way that, like, why would, Mr. Musk, Mr. Musk want to team up with Donald Trump to, be some part of government efficiency program, but then you have his followers saying, well, give everyone a free robot. Like it doesn't make sense, right? Because it's clearly not efficient to give a free robot. Like, what? So, this is stuff I got to present to you guys. And, at the end of the day, my suggestion to you is just be careful out there. Have your plan in place to take care of yourself, right? Don't count on Elon Musk to save you. Don't count on robots to come save you, right? This is just the unfortunate truth of it is, unfortunately, there's a lot of jobs out there that just aren't very good. I'm just talking about, say, hotel workers, etc. So, what you need to be doing is always be upgrading your skills so that you qualify for the jobs that are out there that pay very, very well. Also, sometimes for people that feel like they're stuck in life, etc., what you need to do is you need to reach out to people around you, also make new friends and be like trying to figure out where there's an opportunity. Sometimes you may have to change location. That's a big one for a lot of people. And I'm talking about jobs here is because there maybe seem like there's no jobs for you, but it could just be the location that you're in. If you go to a different location, maybe there's going to be a different industry, et cetera, that you may, be able to get into. I know it's hard, guys. I know it's hard if you have kids and you have family and commitments, et cetera, and you're like, I can't move, but I'm just being honest with you, this kind of stuff. And I try my best to, guys, just be honest with you about this stuff. I'll give you an example. We read an article the other day. It was like a bank. I want to say I think it was Kentucky. It was Kentucky or Tennessee. I can't remember which one. But basically what it was is that there was this bank that was, losing lots of business because the city was closing down. Like the local mill, is no longer there. And so the city's dying. And so what the bank ended up doing was taking big risks with customer deposits and going into like risky fintech kind of stuff, right? The point is that when situations get more desperate, people take, or companies take, or whatever, take more and more risk. And unfortunately, a lot of people get burned with this kind of stuff. So just be careful on these things. Guys, I also want to bring this stuff up too, because this all relates. We've been talking about the Russia situation with the YouTubers. I want to mention this stuff because people ask me about this stuff in the comments. It doesn't necessarily intersect with our markets, but I just want to mention it because I do see it and I am showing it to you. If you don't know, there was I think this is one of the staffers. I believe it's the governor of New York. I think that's what it is. And one of the staffers is working on behalf of China, I guess. She was been accused of that from, I think, the Department of Justice, basically taking a bunch of money. They had a Ferrari. They had like this really nice house, etc. And it doesn't look good, right? My opinion on this kind of stuff, guys, is that, hey, if you've done the crime, you should do the time. No problem, right? No problem in the sense of like, I don't defend any of these people. I want to give you guys another example. And I'm going over this stuff because, guys, I never defend these people. I never defend Hunter Biden, right? I want to make that really clear. I never defend Hunter Biden. He's pleading guilty here. If he's guilty, by all means, if you do the crime, you should do the time, whatever, right? You guys understand what I'm saying? And, I guess the Biden is not going to pardon his son. So there's that. And I'm bringing this up because I think it's an interesting question if, say, in Musk's situation, because Musk is involved in all kinds of lawsuits, all kinds of fraud, stuff like that. We talk about this stuff so how can I say, so detailed all the time. The question I pose is like, is Musk looking for a pardon? I think so, but we'll see. I hope you guys understand the message of this stuff that I go through and sort of why you have to dig a little bit more to understand, say, with the why is Tesla stock pumping? Oh, they're promising FSD, but then you dig into it and it's like, but it's still, under review. It may not actually be approved. Or, oh, why is Tesla stock pumping? Oh, well, they're selling more cars, but you dig into it. They got 0% financing. They could be taking a loss or very low margins on the said cars, right? And so that's the kind of stuff that I like to dig out with you. And also, too, I try my best to cover as many things as I possibly can so you guys have a better understanding of markets, jobs, the economy, and how to protect yourself out there. So I do appreciate your time, everyone, and I'll catch you on the next video.